Hi guys, welcome to a video about autism and feelings. That's not a good mix, is it? Autism and feelings. Here we go. I'll do my best. I have a lot of feelings at the moment. So I'll try and identify them and I'll try and talk about them. And I want to share this not because I need to, but because someone out there will be needing this at some point or now, or maybe in your past. Just to feel validated. I think that's very important that when I talk today, if you're not religious, just know I respect that and there's no issue with it. But one thing that I'm concerned about with my beliefs is that society is drifting further and further away from each other. The internet does not keep you connected. It's a lie. It's a myth. It's a trick. We go there because we do look for connection, and you'll find people. I like to hope that people see me as genuine, because I am. What you see here is what you'll see in real life if you're with me. But unfortunately, we also know that there's a lot of me's out there on YouTube. That's why, I don't know about you, but most of my viewing of TV is other YouTubers, because I prefer to know about other people's lives that are honest, real, and that are sharing their experience. And, you know, I respect those people, because to me, that's reality. I like to keep it real. I don't watch the fake channels unless when I do, it's like, oh, that's so fake, it's corny, you know, that kind of thing. But anyway, everyone's different. Some people like superficial. It's how they are, whatever. But for me, no. If it's not real, I just disengage and I'll find something else to do. I don't know. That's why I have a lot of hobbies. I think hobbies are the answer to everything. If you want to get away from devices, like that's why I don't have any social media accounts. My TikTok account I purely use for videos for YouTube. Don't tell anyone. I like the performing arts side of TikTok. But TikTok's no longer on the TV, so I don't watch TikTok anymore. I just use it for fun. So I go on there. I like my sound bites, my Jim Carrey. Like a glove. Okay, I like my Jim Carrey. I like my comedians. I like funny things. I go there for my own laughter as a medicine. And I like to share it with you. So if I find a good one, I go, yeah. I listen to it about 6 times and I'm like laughing the same as I did the first time. Because I'm autistic. I like, yeah. That's how my first speech was just, you know, people saying to me things and me just parroting it back and them going, this kid's a bit. And in my day, they're probably a little bit concerned, if you know what I mean. Like, this child doesn't get it. Oh dear. This one's going to die. Anyway, that's how brutal it was in the 70s. It's the truth. Anyone that knows the 70s know I'm telling the truth. People were probably very worried about how I was going to grow up and survive. They were probably thinking, I hope she finds just a man and she gets married and and it's kind of true. I'd be like, I don't know, living in someone's basement, attic, because of my genuine lack of abilities, which isn't my fault. I was born this way. But anyway, the more and more I look back, the more and more I realise the vulnerabilities of my autism and 22q. It kind of actually makes me nervous. Things could have been really bad when I look back at things. Could have been so much worse. But one thing that is a recurring pattern I don't like. And I've tried with every fibre of my being to stop it happening since I left home. and I can't get it out of my life because I'm a vulnerable person. I'm a minority person. I'm a person that's lost my voice. And people might say, no, you have a voice. No, I don't. My petition, there's been no response. The website's broken to ask about where's my response. Accidentally on purpose. And then when it comes to disability, I don't have a voice. We read that article to you guys. Like, that's just how it is, guys. And I have submitted to that, and I always will, because I have no choice. And I'm not going to complain because I have been blessed with so much, while at the same time, because that's one type of blessing. But what I'm not blessed with is what I want to talk about today, which is the blessing of belonging. That's the one thing I always wanted when I left home, was to belong. And I know that many autistics out there want this belonging feeling, and they never got it from the day they left home. From the day maybe they stopped being that cute little kid that everyone would laugh at because the ADHD kid did and said something funny. You know? Yes, we're funny. Yes, we're animated. Yes, we're fun. But when it comes to us being a person of need, we get that kind of look of like, no, I don't want that bit. And it hurts. Because autistics are humans, guys, that are non-autistic. I know you guys, most of my audience know that, but I'm talking to the people outside of, like, to spread it to, just accidentally on purpose, to the people that don't get us. We're human too. We have feelings. We just can't identify them. That's our only problem. Alexithymia is a thing. Look it up. Google. But I have a lot of feelings about not belonging. And people keep saying, but we've come a long way with autism. No. Every single behavior I've had with my autism has been the reason I get treated. Normally people with me, it's just, they just walk away. And it's like, what? I never ever find out what, why. Nothing. Sometimes it's just bad people. Sometimes it's people that are just living their own life. They can't be bothered explaining things to me. And the only people that really are accountable to me are your family. And there is no such thing anymore in life for most people. And everyone can pretend on their socials, and don't feel bad if you do this. It is actually not your fault. But if you're trying to create a social media that looks fantastic because you need to fit in, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. But just know that's not the truth. And if you're religious, you know that's not the truth. That is the devil's playground. That is about likes and accolades and, you know, everyone just being so popular. Okay? Oh, I got 1,000 friends on Facebook. It's sad. You should feel sorry for people that need that. Egos should not be. When I was a child, not so long ago in society, let's just point out how old I am. In society not so long ago when I played in the street with kids, anyone that bragged was looked at like, you're an idiot. We all think it. All of us. And I'm mixed with, you know, immigrant kids, you know, that have come from England, and then there's us Aussie kids. It's kind of 50-50. We all agreed. It's like, that's just stupid. Stop showing off. Seriously. Like, it's embarrassing. You got the peaches and cream Barbie? Sure. I wanted that one. I never got it. You got the real Cabbage Patch. I got the Flower Patch. It's not the same. It's the cheap version. But anyway. But that's not what life's about, right? Bragging when I was a child, none of the children liked it. All the children would look at those kids and go, what's wrong with that kid? Why are they bragging? That's ugly. My mum told me it's ugly. And I still believe that today. But the times have changed. So some of you in the generations of that behaviour, it's completely acceptable now. And it wasn't before, guys. It wasn't. Not in my era. And it's really hard. And I can really see my grandparents and maybe my great-grandparents. I've really been able to reflect, guys, as a person that has a very philosophical mind. I can see them probably looking at us, my generation, and going, gosh, you're doing that, you're doing this, you're doing that. That's just so, that's not what we could do. There is big differences between generations, and it gets ignored. And everyone acts like we're all the same, and we're not. We're not. The school I was raised in, we had the cane. Okay? The school my kids were raised in, just 20 years later, it was participation certificates. And you're wonderful, Johnny. Wonderful. About anything. We thought that was the right thing to do. But it wasn't. We didn't teach them merit. We actually took away merit. Merit now means nothing. We took away pride, discipline. We took away a lot of things, and people still think, but no, I got the best generation. I put my squeaky mattress into the sit-up position. Now I'm cooking with gas. It's a saying from some advert. Anyway, sorry, echolalia there. So it used to be, you know, merit when I was a kid was earned, and we did it with such pride because it took so long to earn it. And so it really felt good to earn it. Never got my pen license, but I'll be okay. Maybe I might need a bit of therapy. No, I still can't write with a pen very well. I can't write at all very well, actually. That's just not in my ability list. I write a card, I get very nervous. You've only got one chance. Especially how much they cost these days. Gosh. Anyway, so I know most autistics, you get the same thing. You get ghosted. Your behaviours that are actually your autism are the ones that people say, you need to change. You shouldn't be like that. And you're like, yeah, but you don't know who I was before. And how far I've come. And how hard I've had to work to get here. And then at the same time, you've got a world that just doesn't care to find out. They don't care. They don't care, guys. And not even from a place of, yes, some are evil, don't care. Some are just don't care. They just don't think. But some are evil, yes. It's not black and white. It's really, really hard to work it out as an autistic. I have no idea. I don't even try. So I advise that to you. Don't try. Just accept. Because if people are just ghosting you, just move on. Because I'll tell you a story. When I'd finally made some friends, even though I had a few friends, and I was sort of young adulthood, and we had messaging at that point. And these two girls were being mean to me because I'm a target, easy, right? And there was games being played that Sue was like, yeah, it's obvious. I was like, oh, not to me. But now that I understand it, I'm like, oh, I just want to, okay. So, you know, I tried to just have these relationships, but be very careful for myself because they weren't obviously, you know, they were toxic, not good relationships. But me being desperate to have friends, I accepted things that not at this age group I would, or even 10 years ago I would. But not far past 10 years ago I would have. I would beg them to stop bullying me and just to let me hang with them as if I was 10. Because that's how much rejection I've suffered. I don't have family. I don't have long-term friends because people only wanted to be my friend to control me. That's the sad history of my friendships. That's actually what I attract because of who I am. Because of my autism and my 22q. Two of those make me socially vulnerable to other people. And I know I'm not alone with this, and I want to talk about it because we're in an era. I know I said the joke of there is no era for this, and this, but there is an era at the moment for things. And we're in an era of individualism. Collectivism is just used to be the norm. Family used to be the norm. As dysfunctional as what they all were, they stuck it out because, just like in the Bible, nothing's meant to be perfect. Jesus is only the perfect one. We're not. We are sinners. We fail all the time. And if you don't admit that, then you're just narcissistic. We all mess up. But what we used to get was biofeedback, which what I mean by that, that's kind of going into my psychology terminology there, is we used to get given constructive, healthy feedback in social engagements and interactions, right? Which children don't get anymore, which is the reason why some generations are like they are. And same with us as autistics that grow so slowly, and then we get stunted at a certain age if we have IDD. If you're lucky and you're high functioning autistic, you might not have any IDD or GDD. But we're all different. And I have been stunted. But it's confusing for people because I've got 51 years of being on the earth, but mentally 18, and how I can understand. I've got many gaps. But people got to know where the gaps are. Do they take the time to get to know me enough to know the gaps? No. It doesn't happen like that in life. So I just get ghosted. And people give up on people now because everyone's replaceable now. And that comes back to ethics. So whether it's religious ethics or just ethics, people throw away people as if they're disposable. And it's the biggest mistake we've all made. And I say we've all done it. We've all done it. I'm sure there's someone in your past that you can look at and say, I should have given forgiveness. Even though that person should have apologized, I forgive that person. Because it's just the right thing to do. I'm not saying here that you should take crap from people. That is, there's a line. Everyone knows there's a line. If you don't know there's a line, learn about where the lines are. There's plenty of resources online to know what to accept and not to accept, what's healthy behavior and what's unhealthy behavior. And then it's also up to you what you will tolerate, because some people don't really care how they get treated. And that's sad too. Some people just, and some of us are like that. We are just peacemakers. We're like, I don't want to fight. You win. Just do whatever you want to me. I don't really care, because I can't be bothered fighting anymore. And that's the person I've always had to be. And even though it is easy for me because I've always known it, doesn't mean that it's easy. doesn't mean that it's right. It doesn't mean that it's fair. It doesn't mean that if I sit back and sometimes have a glimpse of what my life could be, if I had a loving, protective family, if I had children that were looking over me because I'm disabled, if I had, you know, because I've got adult children, if I had friends that stuck it out with me instead of going, oh, you're disabled now, it's just, that's a burden. And so many of you are like me, you're in my position. To society, we are the undesirables now. And we also feel different too. And we experience different. During the fire evacuation, before and after my seizure downstairs, I heard people laughing and chatting and consoling each other, and I guess that's a distraction technique, isn't it? It's a good one. I'm not going to say that they're bad people for being like that, but here I am just trying to stay with it, trying to stay here. My experience was completely different. And I just feel so left out of the real world, because I'm broken physically. I'm not mentally broken. I do react to my environments, absolutely. I'm autistic. I rawly react to my environment, and everyone that knows me knows exactly where they stand with me. I am a no bullshit person. And I pride myself on that, but I don't get that in return, that sucks. But don't most of us that are straight shooters want that? But it doesn't mean you get it. Majority of people just run away. They just run away. Whether it's lack of courage, whether it's don't give a shit, I don't know. I'm not other people, but I know I'm the kind of person that loves conflict resolution. I'm the kind of person that loves to sort of like say bye to people. Unless, I don't know, they've done something pretty bad. You know, there's people like that, isn't there, that you have to walk away from. But you know what I'm saying. But the thing that upset me was, it's not that these people didn't care. It's that I'm not part of their world. And that's what I realised on Friday, is I'm not part of their world. And I guess if I had a choice to not be me in this world, I guess I'd walk away from myself too, to be quite honest. And I know that sounds like a horrible thing to say, but it's how I truly feel. I never used to feel ashamed of my disability, but it's coming back. It's coming back. I'm sick of getting things wrong. I'm sick of not being able to manage certain things because of my cognition with autism and 22q. I'm sick and tired of losing people. I feel tricked. I always feel manipulated. And I just want familiarity, is all I want. No one owes me anything. I just want familiar. I just want things to be not changing all the time. And any of you that have been watching this channel the whole time, you've seen how many people have come in and out of my life. I can't take it anymore. I have to start new workers this week, and I'm anxious naturally. I don't normally get like that with new workers at all, but this time I am, and like I said, I don't blame everybody except for the ones that are nasty. I mean, they should always be blamed for being nasty. That's just not okay, right? Ethically, and in my religion, it's not okay. But do people want to be part of my world? I guess I'm going to find out, because I don't really have a world. Everyone loves my house, but I don't own it. I get the privilege of living here, but I don't own it. And that's not the problem. I have nice things. That's not life. That's just because I'm at home a lot. So I make my environment pleasant. This is 51 years of my stuff. So people mistake that for happiness. Things aren't happiness, guys. Please just stop thinking that. And I know that sometimes people like me can confuse people on that, and I want to make sure that you're clear on that. My collections and the way I design my house is not my focus of what life is about, and that is the difference. That is not what life is about. Life is about humans and humans and humans and humans and the animals and tons more animals. But life isn't about the things. Things are just distractions. And to autistics, we're just like a collector bird, you know? We're like those birds that collect all the blue things, you know? We all collect things. We all collect, I mean, you know, Woolworths, you just, I'm sorry, but like Woolworths, you're just sorry. Oh, I got the pink one. The castle. Okay, you know how to tap into the autistic, don't you? Okay? You know exactly how to tap in. Okay? What the fuck is this? Huh? What do people really want? I wish it was a bunch of people in my life. So please, understand in life, it's stuff that walking into someone's house and saying, but she's got everything. She doesn't need anything. I've actually got nothing. Except for one person that has stuck out my disability with me since I was 17. I have nothing. My family have left me due to my disability. I have nothing. And I know a lot of you are exactly the same position as me. I know it. And I know a lot of you will never say it, and that's fine. But I want to tell you, don't you ever let anyone make you feel ashamed of that, because the shame is on them. There is nothing wrong with us. We are just not in the right era. We're not accepted right now. Maybe never. I mean, I'm in and out of my seizures downstairs. There's people just socializing around me. Doesn't that just, I don't know if you can sense how I must have felt, but it's such a conflicting combination. I'm in this world of hell. I feel like I'm dying. And I hear people laughing, having fun. None of these things, okay? None of these things mean anything to me. They're just distractions. They're just things that I look to because no one wants me. That's it. I'm not the only one. All of us with a disability are looked down upon. Fact. People can say whatever they want till the cows come home. We're not wanted. And it saddens me while I'm facing the end of my life compared to my peers who get to live longer. And I hope, like every 70-year-old, that, you know, I hope I live to 90. That's kind of me. But at the same time, with a bad heart, with all these things going wrong, and all these risk factors, it's hard to switch off to that. And I don't have a cohort of people, like I'm not living in an elderly village where they're all facing the same thing. I don't have that. My peers are still healthy and normal. In fact, people that are my parents' age are healthy and normal. And having drinks on a Friday night, having fun. And I'm still, since 17, sick. I'm just left behind. And I know doing this channel has certainly given me so much purpose. Because I hope I've done more than what I've seen through you people. I hope I helped even more than what I know of, because that's my goal. You're not alone. You're not the only one. And I know with the Royal Disability Commission we got nowhere. And I know the NDA system is just trying to get rid of us in weird ways. Every cohort, I mean, my situation at the moment is just lost paperwork. That's a classic government thing that they do. But I don't feel cared for by the greater community, society. I don't. And for the first time in my life, because of the degeneration of my condition, deterioration of my condition, I'm really feeling it. I've got to that point of hardness now where most support workers want to go to the movies and to coffee and for lunch. They don't want to sit by my bedside. And be part of my world. And one thing to those people I want to say, I don't want to be this person. And the hospitals don't want to fix people like me. That's what's changed too. It's not just the disability system. The medical system doesn't even want genetic syndrome people born, let alone fix us when we're here. And autism is part of a lot of genetic syndromes. I don't know if you're aware, but it's a lot of genetic syndromes have autism involved in it. Which comes with the other complications of ADD and GDD. That, like I said, being autism in the middle sucks so much. Because I'm not high, I'm not low, right in the middle. And I'm struggling. But my struggles are never celebrated. When I succeed and when I fail, there's no understanding due to the fact that I tried and I failed because of my autism. And it worries me, even for the next generations, the expectations on them. I'm not saying they can't achieve the world, they can. Don't ever think as a young autistic that you can't make it in this world. You can. But I'll tell you the truth though, you're going to have to be stronger, more resilient, more self-assured, higher confidence than others, more knowledge than others. You're going to have to work harder. But that's what you can achieve. You do those things, you will. But I'm not going to lie. You'll never get the same as others. Still, in adulthood, just like you did at school. You'll always be told you don't measure up. That'll never change. It's not always verbal. And we can make things like we have. We've made things illegal. It doesn't matter. It doesn't stop things happening. In fact, you make things illegal, you make things discriminative, you make things one way, this way. It doesn't matter. People just get cleverer. We have to just accept everything as is. And sometimes I can't even justify my own rights, because in this world of the measurement scale, I can't do the things that are required. I can't hold down a job for most of my adult years because of my disability. I haven't been able to achieve all of my other personal goals. As someone who loves exploring in nature as well as traveling, I've never been able to fulfill my life's dreams, which others, if they put their mind to it, they can. I'm not even well enough to travel. I'm not even well enough to go on a hike anymore. All the things I love to do, all the things that kept me grounded and happy. I've lost my passion for art. I've lost my passion in anything at the moment. After the last heart event last year, I felt like this, but less. This year I feel worse. I wake up most nights and one side of my body is numb. I wake up in extreme agony. I can't move. And I have to ask her to help me. And guys, remember, like, this is every day. I'm 51. I'm not 81. And the only person I can rely on is one person. So if something happens to him, I really don't know what would happen to me. I don't even know. That's what sucks. I have no path that's clear, set in stone. Sure, you know, there's nothing worse than living a life of just fear of the unknown. But as an autistic that isn't a high functioning autistic that can somehow work out even with difficulty, Not everyone has that. People don't realise, because I've had a person like Sir with me since 17, they don't realise what I cannot do. And so it's like a false positive to everyone that comes into contact with me, because they don't realise how much caregiving is done from day one. Because people like myself are supposed to be under guardianship. At girls, oi, girls, they're too excited with that. The back door's open a little bit. They're very excited. But basically, since I was 17, I've needed a guardianship turning 18 from 22Q. And it's true, you do need that. So if you've got 22Q, maybe you don't accept that, but you do need that. You just don't realise it, but you do. Because unfortunately, you need that guidance. And you're not going to understand others well, or if at all, and you're not going to know who's good or bad. You're not going to know. And you'll never understand. You'll never get it. It's like being a child in parts of you. You'll never get it. So don't try. Keep spinning it to get it. That's a mistake that I think I've made along the way. You'll never get it. You'll never get it. Always try, of course, but I'm just saying, if you get to 51 and you can't get it, you've got to let go and accept that what is, that it is what it is. And I know I've had to accept that, but I just see a world that is so unhealthy. Take out the disability component. I see a world of just conflict spiritually. Spiritual warfare is going on big time. And the only reason why I'm feeling this heavily is because I've been made to feel like I belong for 8 months, and then all of a sudden I've been made to feel like I don't belong. And that's just a big change for me. And once again, another disappointment of, I thought I belonged. I thought this was my chance. As late as 51. But every single time, I get rejected again. And it makes it hard to want to just keep trying. Because I don't fit into this world. I see myself not fitting into this world. I see how I'm different to others, but I like others, but I can't control what others think of me. And don't even try, guys. Like when I was young. Don't try. Let them be. Let them do, think what they want to you. Just, you've got you. You're in control of yourself. You don't need to worry about other people. Let go of justice or what should be done, or how it should be done, or how it should have been done, or whatever. It doesn't matter. You just have to accept that some people just have it so good they don't see how horrible it is for some. And in some ways you don't want them to know that. Place in life And I think that if you look at statistics of a certain permanent thing that some people do, we should all be very proud of ourselves. Us that have been rejected since we were children, that we keep trying. We should be high-fiving each other. Because people don't want imperfection in a world like this. They want perfection. And some of us can't give them that. Be forgiving. Blindly trust until you can't trust. Be a good person, regardless of how others are behaving. Don't bother fighting for justice. It's a myth. There is no justice, guys. You've got to look after yourself. You just got to put your head down and work out what you want to do with your life. For whatever reason, we're all here. I don't know. I've read the Bible lots of times. Do I know why we're here? I have no idea. I had a near-death experience and I wanted to stay. They didn't let me. It was beautiful. I'm not afraid to die. So don't worry about that bit. But hopefully that bit's not yet. I'm not afraid of dying. I have gone up there and I've met people that I haven't met on Earth. I know who they were. I saw the tunnel. But they wouldn't let me in. I begged. I had no pain. I was warm. And all I heard was someone saying to my grandfather, who was standing at the front of like this kind of a V-shaped group, all of my family, great grandparents at the back or other side, ones I never met. And my most recent grandfather that had passed was at the front. And he's the one that said, "You need to wake up now, my girl. You need to wake up now, my girl." He said it 3 times. And I woke up. Not in a good way. In an ambulance, whatever. Anyway, and I was depressed for weeks because I didn't want to come back. There is something more, and it's beautiful. I just don't know why I came back. And ever since I've come back, I've done nothing but try to make others feel okay. Just like I did before, but stronger. It is not easy being someone that's kind and forgiving and loves humans no matter what. We're actually targets more than anything, so protect yourself. Because we do draw easily the ones that want to take advantage of that pathological naivety and innocence that we can't shift. And I'm talking to you autistics. If you have pathological naivety like me, you will just keep repeating the same mistakes and get hurt over and over and over. You need to be protected by someone around you, because that's what happens. It's not your fault. It's not our fault. And it's a benefit. Think of all the things that we do that are just so fun, and we don't get bitter. That's the good bit. So don't forget that. Even when, like I said about Friday, that I was so sad that I couldn't be like the rest, standing around laughing off the fire evacuation instead of being traumatized that it happened during a seizure. I'm just sick of things going the wrong direction. I'm sick of pain, sick of suffering. But my will to be here is so strong. But it's not cancer, guys, so it's not easy. We're expected to put up with a lot. And people don't have the measurement of what we go through because they don't study it enough. All I know is I'm suffering and I'm finding it hard, and I love life. I'm finding it hard with extreme pain in my body, the weakness and fatigue of my body. I'm finding it very hard. And all I can do is pray that improves with time, or maybe some treatments. So all I can pray for is that a few doctors here and there see me as worthy enough to help me, rather than just look at the box and go, you don't have a box. I can't alleviate your suffering. I'm sorry. You look at them and you think, you're not sorry. If you were sorry, you would do something. But just know that all of those people with genetic syndromes, from 0 to whatever age, we are suffering. We are a cohort of people that no one even knows what we go through. And I don't know if there's ever going to be an education on that. Genes for Genes Day and all that stuff is for kids, but people forget because they make out like it's for the kids. Those kids will grow up to be adults like me one day. Then they'll be shoved aside. That's what happens. And it shouldn't. Care should continue from day one to the end for everybody equally. But it doesn't. And as an autistic, the rejection just gets to be a lot when you get to this age, because the way I feel now, I don't want to be around people anymore. And it's a big change for me. I feel like, and let's hope this is temporary, because it's not something I normally feel. You guys know that. But I feel like at the moment, and I hope it's just at the moment and it will pass, like the most unworthy person on earth. And if you knew my story, you would understand why I'm so tired of trying. I shouldn't have to try for being accepted, included, valued, loyalty, people sticking it out with me. None of that should have ever been something that I should be begging for, wishing for. I have a large family, but they don't care. But all of them would want someone to care for them. But us autistics, hey, always the family scapegoat. The disabled kid, always the family scapegoat. Society scapegoat as well. Just like the article. The abuse we're suffering, the abuse is the same as the 60s. Should we calculate that? 40 plus 25 is 65 years. Have we changed in 65 years? No. So that's what I've learnt about being on end, I guess. I'm grateful for everything I've got. And I need everything I got. And when I say I'm grateful, it's not that I'm not meaning it, because I'm saying that none of these things fulfill my heart. But they don't. None of those things fulfill my heart. What matters the most in life? What matters the most? Your heart. It's the truth. So let me know, philosophers out there, what you think. If you're a lone wolf like me, let me know what you think. Let me know how you cope if you're like me. And do you think it'll be like this forever? Or do you think it'll change? All I want people to know is that there's one thing that I really never have understood, is people should be collectively always trying to work together rather than work separately. And the bit where they are meant to look at things separately is when they're judging people. If you judge a person on the people around them, that's not fair. That's not okay. You're only responsible for yourself, your own actions, your own personality, your own communications, your own communication style. Fact. Don't ever let anyone blame you for other people's behaviour, because that is just not. You can look up as many self-help books and psychology books as you want. That is never okay. And also grouping you. You're autistic. Yeah, autistics are all like lazy, if that's their perception. Don't let them make you feel that way, because that's their perception of autism or your disability, whatever your disability is, and whatever they attach to it. That might be their experience from one person that has what you have. So it goes back to, in anything you do as a disabled person, unfortunately, the golden key here is you have to do the development on self in every avenue, because you're going to have to be so strong, because this world is going to kick you, beat you, hit you down, stomp on your head while you're already down, and you're going to have to rise above that. And you're going to have to be alone a lot. That's the reality, and everyone out there, you all know who are the ones that are disabled, who cannot hide it, cannot participate in anything normal. You know this to be the truth. And I'm so sorry as a fellow human being that this is the truth. This is not what I want to be the truth. I've never tried to discuss this before, because I've always tried to be the person to deny the truth, in the sense of not denial, in the sense of deception denial. But I've always wanted to be the bright light for you guys. But sometimes I think if I don't show the darkness when I'm sometimes going through it, like I have in the past, then you guys are going to think I'm the only one, and you're not. You're not the only one. And I don't have the answers. I'm so sorry. With all my years of studying humans, I don't have the answer. All I know is that there's so much noise stopping people from being people to other people. We're not resources to each other, we are people, but we're not acting that way. I think it's ever going to change. It's expensive to be alive. For everyone, you don't have to be disabled, I'm talking. It's expensive to be alive. Think of that phrase for a little while. It's a little fucked up, to be honest. I know I was born to the earth, not to the government. But yet, the government owns me. Totally. And that's just how it is. But if Nelson Mandela did it, guys, why can't we? It's all here. It doesn't matter about, I mean, of course, if I have a nice place to suffer, yes, I do. I love and feel so grateful for what I've got. But I'm still suffering in it, but it's the best place to suffer. And I know that sounds so fucked up, but that's what it is. This is a great place to suffer. Because I can sometimes just pretend that I'm not suffering. In summer, if I get to float in the pool, it's like, let's just pretend we're on holiday and I'm not suffering. And then we haven't just been to the hospital for most of the day today, doing all these medical things. So, anyway, same with autism. We all deserve to have friends. So if you're an autistic that just doesn't have friends, you're not alone. If you're an autistic that people just think, no, you should do better than what you're doing, and you know you're doing your best. Yes, I validate the fact that you're being unfairly treated on the fact that you developmentally can't do that. It is a developmental disorder. And I'm so sorry. And I'm not going to lie, there's a few people faking it out there, guys. And it doesn't make it easy for us genuine ones, does it? And you guys all know what I mean when I talk about this. There's people that play on this crap and it's not okay. There's people that are pretending at it and it's not okay. It's not okay. It's not okay. Remember that girl that faked Tourette's or whatever? It's so not cool. It's sick. And it affects the real people so badly for some. It makes me angry. Autism isn't a trend, guys. It's a tough life. And I'm an autistic in the middle. And I'm finding it really hard, and I'm 51. So if you're struggling, don't worry about it. You're not alone. So I hope my channel will help you along the way, because I will continue to share my ups and downs, and I hope it helps, especially those of you that maybe are younger than me, because the world, like I just said, has changed. Hard to understand. We can't understand people very well. It's very difficult for us to understand people, and that's just, don't expect, just like they do, But you're an adult now. You should know to stop putting that pressure on yourself, okay? Promise me. You're still an adult. You don't grow out of autism. Oh, far out. Anyway, I love you all. Thank you for listening to me with what I'm suffering right now. And all I can say is I just wish I was laughing with the rest of them on Friday and not having a seizure. I'm sad because I'm not normal, is what I'm going through right now. But I'm strong. And it's only my responsibility to pick myself up. And I will. Thanks, guys. Take care, okay? Keep trying. Because if you don't keep trying, then what's going to motivate me to keep trying? Tell me to keep trying too. Kick my ass in the comments. Kick my ass. I dare ya. Kick me. Go on. Give me a kick. Anyway. Any thoughts, comments? Welcome below. Hit me up. I love you all because you guys are just like all fantastic. I really have no complaints about any of you. I like biofeedback. Fancy word, isn't it? I like biofeedback. It's important for all of us to have that. Take care.